Hi, so I've got something a little bit different for you today. Probably about a month ago, I was getting downloads that were very much connected to Christ consciousness. And I kept envisioning the Virgin Mary, and I didn't know what that was. If you have seen me previously, you will know that I was brought up in a Catholic background. But I'm not actually Catholic. I guess I would consider myself to be spiritual these days. But I've been very much drawn to this idea of Christ consciousness and what that means today in the 21st century, here and now, you know. And since I did the Mary Magdalene ceremony, I've been very much connected to that realm. And I think it must have been maybe 2 weeks after, I just kept seeing the Virgin Mary and sensing her and feeling her presence. And then I pulled this card, the Mystic Rose. Now to me, this just screams the Virgin Mary, you know. And I just kept coming back to this idea. It was like the Virgin Mary, the Virgin Mary, the Virgin Mary. And this card says compassion, devotion, humility, humanity, and grace. And that's what I was feeling. It was this notion of grace. And I didn't know what it meant at the time. And then the weeks kept rolling by, the days kept rolling by, and I kept being brought back to that idea. And then I googled the Virgin Mary because it's been some time since I've been at Catholic school, and I thought, okay, let me do some research and some digging and see if I feel anything when I tap into her energy. And of course, lo and behold, no coincidences, that it said on the 8th of September, that's when the Catholics celebrate the birthday of the Virgin Mary. Now, granted, in the New Testament there is no information of how Mary looks, her age, when she was born, or her death, so a lot of this is just going off intuition, I feel, from a lot of people. And especially within myself, I felt like it was right to do this video on the 8th of September. Now, when this loads, I'm not too sure, but hopefully it will come to you on the 8th. So I'm going to channel some messages from the Virgin Mary. I don't think many of you have seen me channel before. You've seen me receive messages from cards and speak about those cards, but you haven't actually seen me channel an entity. The way that I set up my Mary Magdalene ceremony, I don't think you saw me then, so this is going to be new to you guys too. So the first thing that I wanted to, I guess, tap you into is just to say, if you feel called to, maybe it's time to light some candles. I've lit 2 candles and placed them on my altar. I've also lit a really beautiful royal blue candle and placed that on my altar as well, as a sign of respect for the Virgin Mary and a welcome into the space. I was going to do a ceremony, a full ceremony for it, but something told me to keep it simple. Something told me to just come at this with my rawest form and just speak her words, and that's what this was all about. So that's what I'm going to do for you today. But if you feel called to light some incense, I've lit some dragon's blood incense and lit some candles. So if you feel called to do so, maybe pause this video and do so now, because I'm going to bring you into the space, into the energy of the Virgin Mary. And if that's something that you really want to try and connect to and hold in your heart, maybe you want to honor that, and bring some flowers in or something like that. So if you don't want to do this video now, know that you can do this at any time. It's going to be a timeless time for connectivity and ceremony and tapping into one's energy. So do what you feel called to do. So if you want to pause this and look at this at a later date, please feel the call to do that and perform that at a later date. I guess the first thing that I want to ask you is, what does Christ consciousness mean to you? Now, you might want to pause this video and do some journaling, or just take a moment to think about what that means to you. I was going to read out a definition of Christ consciousness, and then I thought, no, this is about you. This is about your connection to the divine, to the higher realms, to ascended masters, because, well, we will see, but that's what I feel like the Virgin Mary was, you know. She was well beyond her years. She'd lived many lives before. I believe that anyway, but we'll see what she has to say later. So yeah, take a minute to think about what Christ consciousness means to you, or what might have drawn you to this video today. Obviously, I think it's just going to be from a thumbnail that I post whenever I post this video. So what draws you to the Virgin Mary? Because there's going to be answers in that for you. There's going to be understanding in that for you. So maybe take a minute and write down all the reasons why you think you were called to this video today. and take a minute to marinate on that before we press forward. So what I want to do is just call you into a space of stillness, get yourself comfortable laying down or seated, and just taking a few deep breaths with me. So in through the nose. We're going to hold for 3, 1, 2, 3, and out again through the nose. Try and make your exhalation longer than your inhalation, and again. 3, 2, 1. And the final breath. And out. Now just try and keep yourself relaxed. Just welcome in the energy of whatever's going to come in for you now. I'm going to invite the Virgin Mary in to see what she has to say. Some of you this might be very new to you, so don't be alarmed if my voice changes frequency, if you start to feel energetic frequency around you. When you're listening to this, that is completely natural. You're tapping into a higher level being, you know, that's her energy coming in for you. So just honor that, honor where you are today. So if it feels too much, take a break. If it feels too much, pause it and come back at a later date. Just honor yourself in this space and how you feel. But I'm going to invite her in. Sometimes I close my eyes, sometimes I keep my eyes open, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to invite her in now. So just sink into the energy, anything you feel coming up at this time. If you want to journal throughout this channeling, please feel free to do so. Nothing is off bounds. Thank you for being here with me today. I know all of you. I've seen you many times before, with many different faces and with many different phrases that you think are yours, when actually you speak the word of the Lord. You speak the word of Source, of God, whatever that might look like to you. I want to pose this question to you also. What does Christ consciousness mean to you? What do I mean to you? Where do you see yourself sitting at the table with those that have fell before you? Who are you today? Who do you want to be tomorrow? And who do you want to be next week? Do these things align? Do you think of me when you think of the holiness and grace? Do you feel me in your heart when you settle down into what it means to be loved and feel loved? What does love mean to you? What does grace mean to you? What do I mean to you? Now, this may sound like poetry, but the words that I'm speaking are that of words that you've asked yourself every single day from the moment you were incarnated. Every day, a part of you is asked for you to see yourself for your true self, your inner self, your core self. A part of you is asked to be seen. Every day we are asked to be seen by others. Every day we wish to be seen by others, but do you truly see you? That's the question that I want to ask you today. It is my birthday, or have you believed it so? There is no true date of my birthday, because for I am eternal. I am death, I am birth. I am reborn time and time again through the eyes of you, through the hearts of you, through the souls of you. Again, who are you? I lived what would be considered a short life, but a life that was full of lessons and notions of what life could be. The life that I lived wasn't fulfilled. It was cut short. And now that was for a reason. That was to leave you wondering where you belong. That was to leave you wondering what might have happened to me. That is to leave you with the understanding that life is precious and at any moment it can be taken away, ripped away, stolen. Do you want your life to feel stolen from you? That is the question that I pose to you today. Because to feel like life has been stolen from you is to live a life that has not been fulfilled. So if you think, if I died today, would I feel like my life has been stolen? I think a lot of you would answer yes. So again, I ask you, who do you want to be? Where do you want to be? How do you want to be seen? Because it truly does not matter how others see you, but it's how you see yourself. Are you achieving everything you can possibly achieve for yourself in this lifetime? Your soul's calling. Have you been hearing me calling you? Because I have. Anyone watching this today, you've heard me speak your name. This is something that Mary Magdalene also said to you, because we are always calling in our children. She and I work very closely together still. I am very much of crystalline energy and the Mother Rose empowerment. We stand side by side, comrade in arms. It doesn't matter who we were to Jesus. It doesn't matter who we were then. It matters who we are now. For what we represented at that time was a snapshot in time and isn't necessarily relatable to this timeline, isn't necessarily relatable to your generation to some degree, which is why I wanted to come in and speak to your generation today. To tell you who I am. To tell you who the Virgin Mary was and what I considered myself to stand for. I stood for honesty, for purity, and that was purity of heart. It did not matter if I was a virgin or not. That is something I want to stress. To be pure of heart does not mean to be pure of sin, does not mean to be pure of intimacy. But to be pure of heart is to live a life of love, of unconditional love. And that is the life that I lived. I unconditionally loved others. I tried to unconditionally love thyself, but I think that is where I was at a loss. I had much to learn in that lifetime, and my life was cut short because I had other tasks at hand that I needed to fulfill. But I ask of you, are you listening to the tasks that you are being given? Are you listening to the call back to self, back to your core, back to source energy? Are you listening to that call to come back and give yourself unconditional love? Because that is what I want you to do. That is what this channeling and transmission is. A call for you to come back to self. To remember who you are. I see all of you. I've seen all your lifetimes. Anyone that is watching this, you've led many, many, many lives before. And I've been with you through all of them. I think it would be confusing and baffling to some of you just how many lives you've all led with each other. If you feel the energy of my voice, you feel the energy of everyone that's watching this whenever they watch it in time, because time truly does not matter. Time is merely a construct. I know you've heard this many times before, but it's true. I am eternal. You are eternal. Source energy is eternal. Your angels, guardians, and deities that watch over you are all eternal. We are all as one. We have lived side by side as many other beings, as different identities, time and time again. That's why I can call you in, because I know you. I know your soul. Many of you do not know or seek the power that you actually hold within your soul. And that's why I'm here to remind you of that power, that innate power that you have deep within inside you. I see you in your purest form. I see you in your power. It's time to bring you back into your power. Seek this power in a channel without ego. It's not about a power over others, but a power of one's sovereignty. You are a sovereign being, just like I was. I made my own decisions. I called my own time. I called my own shots of my heart. I was not a submissive to Jesus, but I surrendered to his touch, to his grace, to his energy, because I knew of his power, not his power over me, but his connectivity to the Most High. But I felt that within me too. At some point I came to an understanding that I was of his blood. That's that message that you read in the Bible. We are all of blood because we reincarnate time and time again from source. This is what this means. Body and blood, the same as yours. We are all the same body, same blood of source energy. That is what this means. And that's what I'm trying to say when I say that perhaps the messages that were once spoken cannot be related to you now, because we're of a different age, we're of a different time. There is information at a click of a button. I want to bridge that gap between old, new, a banished testament to what is available to you now. I'm here to tell you that you can call on me whenever you need me. You can call upon any entity whenever you need them, and they will be there with you. You are of that age now where you are coming into full power. The frequency of the planet has been raised, and you can tap into source whenever you feel called. We did not have this luxury in my lifetime because we were still building up Gaia. But now she is proven to be this worthy adversary and comrade in arms with us all. She has raised the frequency of your DNA and your being, and now you can call in any entity you need at this time to help you on your journey. For some of you, this is the beginning. For some of you, this is the end. And I'm coming to tell you that you are coming home. You are coming back to source, whatever that might mean, embarking on a journey or coming to the end of a life, this 3D plane of existence that you're incarnating in. You might feel like you're at the end of your life, and know that that is merely the beginning of a new one. Nothing is wasted, nothing is lost, everything is taken with you. Less of the ego, pure of the heart, mind and soul. The mind diminishes, but all the thoughts and the knowledge that you once knew is taken with you to that next lifetime. It is hazy at the beginning. You get birth into a new body and you don't remember, but each time you remember. Over and over again you remember, and you gain new wisdom, new knowledge, new understandings that can carry you forth in the next and the next and the next and the next, until you are raised so high that you can return to source. And that is where you'll reside, part of this infinite energy that we are all connected to in the universe. Bask in this energy a moment. You can feel it running through your veins. You felt the frequency and the sound of my voice. It sounds like something familiar to you, does it not? Because I've spoke through you and to you before. Not just in this lifetime, in your dream time. But you hear me when you call my name. You hear me when you pray. You hear me when you cast spells. I'm there always. I'm with you. I am your angel and you are mine. I want you to remember who you are. And if you're finding it difficult, ask to remember who you are. Call me in and I will hold your hand through this. Mother Rose, crystalline energy. It's a transmission that you are feeling now. Sapphire blue, coal blue, royal blue blood. That is your blood, the blood of my body, and the Jesus Christ in our name, the Lord Father, Source. You feel this frequency. It's a familiar one because you are of it, of Source. So if you're searching for answers, come back to Source. If you are searching for fragments of yourself, come back to Source. If you are searching for a new timeline that suits your frequency, come back to Source and you will receive those gifts. You will receive that calling, you will receive those answers, and you will be given a new lease of life. That's not to say a life that won't be of trials and tribulations, but you will be held by the divine. You will be held by me. You will be held by Jesus Christ, and you will be held by Source, God, the Lord, time and time again. We will help you. We will help you transmute any negativity that you may be living in your life. We will help you transmute those self-limiting beliefs and the ego and allow you to slip solidly into Christ consciousness. For that is where everyone should be residing. That is what's going to help us live this new life, this new planetary alignment that will help the entire universe sing. We want you to sing again. Whether you have the voice of an angel or not, you can sing. So speak your truth and sing your truth if that feels right to you. Write your truth, dance your truth, express your truth in whatever way that feels comfortable to you. If not comfort, do it with certainty. If you have fear, surrender that to Source, surrender that to Christ consciousness, and know that an expression of creativity is an expression of Source, an expression of that frequency that everyone is desperate to reach to, those heights that everyone is desperate to climb. You are there. It is within your grasp. So reach out for it. Reach out for me. Reach out for help. I will hear you. I feel you in me. You feel me inside of you, in your heart. You know who you are, so come back to that energy. Anytime you feel lost or afraid, envision me, whatever I might look like to you. A royal blue light, a night in the star sky, a fragment of a thought, a flicker in the night sky, a shadow, a flame, a blue flame. However you want to manifest me, know that I am real and I live within you. Woo. Now that was a short transmission there for everyone, but I guess it was a snapshot of what I want to bring to you in the future. So take a minute to ponder what all of that meant to you. You might want to go back and journal on some of the things that was transmitted to you. Drink lots of water after this channeling. I think there was a lot of an activation going on, and within that I could feel that energy. And if you feel called just to hold self and bring love and energy to you, please do that too. Sorry, it gets a little bit foggy after I've channeled, so just know that whatever you felt in this time was what you should be feeling, you know. Trust in that energy and trust in that you know what that message meant to you. It doesn't matter what that might have meant to someone else, or wherever you are in your journey, far along in the ascension process or right at the beginning. That is a message for everyone. So take what resonated, and if it didn't all resonate, or if any of it didn't resonate at all, come back to it in time. Maybe you just needed to come to some sort of understanding within self that you're looking for ascension, you're looking to step on that ladder of ascension, you know. So trust in that too. Really sit with self after this one and ponder the questions that the Virgin Mary posed to you, because she does live within all of us. You know the answers already, and you're right, you do know who you are, your soul knows who you are, so come back to that. We are always being called back to self, so maybe you want to screenshot this card and ponder who you are in the eyes of her, because it is pure light and grace. Who are you in the eyes of the divine? Who do you want to be in the eyes of the divine? Go well.